When I get to fish, when it's me and my son or one of my normal fishing partners, it's kind of my escape. It's getting away from the hustle of my, the daily life. It's unplugged, it's awesome. Well, we had a Mirrocraft up north as I was a kid. Everybody will remember the old mint green ones that are still hanging around. And with working directly with Mirrocraft, this is year 13 or 14.
Mirrocraft's been in business since 1956, and then the Montego Bay pontoon line has started when us four owners bought it back in 2012. We build anywhere from a 12-footer to a 19-foot, little utility boat all the way up into the big walleye muskie fisherman type boat. So anywhere ranging from a 5-horse motor up to a 200-horse motor. And I believe we have like 36 models in general. A lot of people don't know what we're in Gillett, Oconto County, Wisconsin. That's our biggest nemesis, is people don't realize that we've been here since 1956, building boats right in Wisconsin.
We're one of the oldest aluminum boat companies out there. When you look at the true age of the rest of them, most of them came after us. My dad was one of the original owners when it moved here in '82. As a kid growing up, I was shown how to use all the punch presses. I was shown how to rivet boats. So all through junior high, high school, and into college, anytime there was a second shift, a Saturday shift, summer vacation, I was in here building boats. Yeah, not many people at 53 years old can say they got 43 years into a facility. Been around since '56. Mirrocraft Boats was started at the end of the war effort. Mirro had ramped up an aluminum foundry and smelting facility in Manitowoc, where they were supplying pots and pans and canteens and all sorts of stuff for the war effort. And when that started slowing down, they had excess aluminum that they needed to do something with. So they got into the small boat business. 10, 12, 14-foot bench seat boats is what they were building, mainly in an effort to use up their excess aluminum.
A couple different ownerships. We took over in 2012.
We are the last and only aluminum riveted boat manufacturer that's independently owned. Our industry, meaning the whole entire marine industry, is owned by a bunch of private equity firms, large corporations, engine manufacturers. We walk in a world of giants every day that have a lot more power and everything. And when I explain that to people at boat shows, it kind of sets in and sinks in that when you call our facility or your dealer calls our facility, they're talking to us.
If you call, you're going to talk to one of the owners. If you call on purchasing, you're going to talk to Mike. If you call on sales, you're going to talk to Tim. If you call on manufacturing and engineering, you're going to talk to me. So you're going to talk to someone, not recording, not any of that kind of stuff.
It's cool where you can walk into a business and walk in the owner's office and sit down at his desk and just like hammer things out, talk about hunting, talk about fishing, drinking, kids. It's Wisconsin, right? But that's what's cool. It's a hometown business. Yep,
and we're custom building boats. We're not batch building them. So when a customer does order or a dealer orders a boat, it's built right from scratch to the specs and colors and options they want.
Basically, we're back in the parts department. This is where everything starts. We bring in all of our raw materials in coil stock, we bring it in sheet stock. We start cutting the individual pieces and parts to build a boat. Every boat is basically unique on its interior parts, so we've got hundreds, if not thousands, of different shapes and sizes and configurations. You've got different gauges of aluminum for bottom thickness, side thickness, whatever part we're making. So we've got a lot of inventory. As you can see, the stacks of sheets in the back and the coils off to our side here.
Very variable on the amount we do a day. Pontoons are generally 1 to 2 a day. On the V-bottom and utility boats, we try to get a truckload, which can be 5 if they're the big ones, or it could be upwards of 20, 22 on the small utility style bench seat boats.
Ooh, well, there's 50-some people working here today. Some of these bigger boats, there's 150, 160 man hours into them. A pontoon's probably 25 or 30 hours. So, I mean, everybody's got a role in it, honestly.
Every rib that goes into a boat goes through this machine. It basically pinches the piece of material in and it rolls through the rollers to get the proper form and proper bend. Here are the stacks of the different ribs. As I mentioned, you go from the front of the boat to the back of the boat. You've got different rib forms and all the way down, which is where all that tooling comes into play to bend each one individually to fit the hull.
I was born and raised in Oconto, went to high school in Oconto. After college, after a couple of years, came back to the county, and now I raise my family in Little Swamico. I mean, obviously the outdoors is nice out in the country, and you're also close enough to some bigger cities, so you kind of got the best of both worlds. So most of the employees back there grew up here themselves, or their parents worked here, their husband, wives, daughters, sons, yeah, the whole gamut. Most of it's real local.
We're locally owned. We're not owned by a big corporation. We're built in northeast Wisconsin, and we enjoy being here.